Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cut an agate. This agate right here from Arizona Rockhound Expeditions. I bought a mystery box from them several months ago. Finally slabbed it out, but this is a start to finish video, so enjoy. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to cab up this agate. This came from Arizona off the AZRE Expeditions. I bought a mystery box from them a little while ago, but I have trimmed it out, marked out the shape I want, and trimmed it. So let's go ahead and get it started. A little bit of water on my wheels. It's an agate. It's hard. Looks like it's got some jasper mixed in with it around the outside edges, but it is hard material. So we're just kind of getting the rough shape to the outside, to that line that I marked on there. I need to swap out my glasses for the magnifiers here in a minute, but right now these ones are working. So. The marker don't look like it wants to stay on there very bad. Coming off in those darker spots, I can still kind of see the outline of it, so I won't have to remark it, but that's all right. Ooh. For some reason that looks like there's a flat spot. Where that little white is there. Be careful, that was probably a softer bit of material ground away pretty quick, so be careful. And then we'll go back to get this side of the line. I'm pretty kind of excited about some of the stuff that I've got coming up here. Vanessa and I went to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, and we bought a whole bunch of opal. I got some Ethiopian opals and some Chilean opals and some Australian opals. So we're going to have a few videos coming of cutting different types of opal. We're going to learn a little bit about them and compare them to the opals that we have locally. So should be some pretty good stuff. Then we got a little bit of calcite. I think it's called Caribbean calcite. Should be kind of pretty when it's done. Well, it's pretty slabs. And then we've got some jasper, bumblebee jasper, and man, I don't even remember what all we picked up, but we picked up quite a bit of stuff. And then the weather outside here, pretty nice. So we're going to be getting out and looking for more of the Idaho agates and jaspers from the Chalice Volcanic. Maybe hit the Teton Dam again. I didn't find anything last time I went out there, so it really wasn't anything. I got a friend that's self-proclaimed expert in finding it, so we'll see if I can convince him to go. But what I did pick up was some British Columbia jade. It's also a Nefertite jade, so I did grab a handful of pieces of that so we can cab some of that. I've got some Laguna lace agate. I haven't slabbed it yet, but I did get a chunk of Laguna lace, so that'll be fun. I did get some more supposed to be chevron amethyst, but I didn't really like all the stuff, so I got a little piece. It's got some nice purple to it and some white streaks in it, but I don't know if it's going to chevron the way you'd think should. So, but I did grab a chunk of that. I did like turning that amethyst pendant out. Get this thing girdle roughed in, and got some, looks like purplish hues here on this one side a little bit, but not real prominent. It kind of comes through on the back. We stopped at a little store on the way back through Utah, and I'll show their business cards when I get into some of their materials, but he had a lot of material. We spent half a day in there, I swear, because I just couldn't pull myself out. I got a bunch of slab material. One of them is supposed to be a Tiffany stone. I did pick up some dendritic opal there, and I've got some pigeon blood agate. I shaped one cab out of the pigeon blood that Rugged Rockhound gave to me, and it turned out really pretty. And when I was in that little shop, he had a good sized chunk, so I've got it. I haven't slabbed it yet, but it's a pretty good sized piece, so we'll be able to hopefully get some nice stuff out of it. So that should be fun. All right, looks like kind of got the girdle set. Let's see if it's pretty much even all the way around. Looks like it is, so we'll go ahead and work in towards the middle a little bit more now. And then we'll roll that dome on the top. Once that's done, then I'll probably put it on a dot stick because I'll get a little bit better roll out of it. And I have a tendency, when I don't put them on the dot stick, when they're really hard material, I have a tendency to get a flat spot still in the center. And then I've got scratches that I have to work out. So we'll probably do that here. Pretty thin. Alright, that's looking. I'm not seeing, when I roll this in the light, I'm looking, I don't see the flat spot anymore through the middle, so that's good. Doesn't seem to hesitate as I roll it around, so I'm going to go ahead and We'll pause it here. Put this on a dop stick, and then we'll continue shaping it. So we'll be right back. All right, we've got her dopped up now. Let's go ahead and hit the next wheel. Let me get a different pair of glasses. And then we're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and put, when I ground that girdle earlier, I didn't put the bevel on it that I need or want. So we'll go ahead and do that now. There's a soft spot right there I need to be careful of. Back into an oval shape now, without a flat spot on it. Okay, and now we're ready to start to roll it. Dop stick is almost no good. Okay, we're going to go redop that. Alright, we've got it redopped. Let me get my other glasses back on again and go ahead and keep profiling this agate. Rocking it side to side. I can feel when it hits, there's a little bit of a concave spot right here around this edge where I can just feel it when it drops into that spot. So I need to roll this until I can't feel that anymore. And I'm just rolling it 180 degrees straight across from edge to edge, rotated around. Okay. I'm going to hit this girdle line one more time. Circle around that soft spot. Make sure this is. It has a little facet on it. It looks like I didn't grind it far enough up. That looks better. Alright, let's gander from the top. See that edge there? It just looks really straight to me. Alright, that looks a little more rounded. Now I've taken off some on this side. I need to do the same to the other side. More. I think I need to shape this back in a little bit. It looks a little fat right there. Alright, that looks a little more symmetrical. Make sure that angle is good on my girdle. Alright, let's move on over. The next wheel. Now we'll begin to ease in any of the last ridges that might have been left from prior two wheels. Hopefully from just the last wheel, not from two wheels, because the idea is to take the shape from the first wheel and you remove all the scratches with the next wheel, and there's, man, I better go back to dopping school. Anyway, we'll go ahead and finish this out. I should have the shape on there good enough that it won't be wanting to leave scratches. So I should have a dome where these double wheels will conform. A little more to the shape. We're going to ease everything, so much. Alright, let's get back to this a little bit. There's some wax on there. Okay, that's what I should have done before I adopted, is hit the back with the 80 gear wheel, and that would have roughed it up, give the wax something to stick to it. It's a pretty smooth back. Come off of that saw. You don't even see any saw marks in it. So anyway, wow. She don't want to focus very much, does she? It needs to raise my camera so that you can see a little bit better with it in focus. Sorry about that. Okay, we're, I think, ready to move over. I'm just kind of looking it over to see. Dry it on my arm a little bit. Looking for really deep scratches. I don't see anything. So let's go ahead and move to this side. .600 grit wheel now. Go ahead and rub that girdle out. Most of the time these girdles get buried in their settings, but we're failing starting to wrap these. Sometimes that girdle's exposed, so we need to make sure there's no scratches on the girdle either. We'll hit the face of it. Looking pretty good. Backside looks great too. That face looks pretty good. I like that. Good. Move over another one. Woo. Oh, I went and bought a microphone, so that it'd be a little easier to hear, and then I just don't go and use it ever. Sorry about that. Hopefully this is a little bit easier to hear. It's supposed to be noise canceling. I'm not sure if that's really the case or not, but we'll see. These last two polish wheels shouldn't take a whole lot to get scratches out that are there. And yep, that looks good there. And the last 1,200, no, 600, 1,200, 3,000. This is the 3,000 grit, so their last wheel, and polishing up pretty nice. Love how there's all these colors in these little agates that come off of that claim down there. Whites, yellows, blues, oranges, greens, reds, purples. And that looks pretty good. Let's dry it off and see. You guys will be able to see in the camera better than I can with my eyes. Let's go ahead and shut that one off and show that agate. That's a good looking agate. Love the fortification banding in the middle of it. And the back side as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next Saturday.